Hello and welcome, guys. We continue talking about intermediate cognitive skills, and today we continue working on our assumptions, core beliefs, and so on. For today's exercise, you will need one assumption or one core belief. Assumption could be some kind of strategy that you're using, like, for example, other people are not reliable, so I should avoid them. This is an assumption, kind of a rule that you tell yourself. Or other people should take care of me because I'm all fragile and I don't know, too too weak, and they are strong and powerful. So this is an assumption, and core belief can be I'm weak, or I'm stupid, I'm smart, or something else. So basically, you take any kind of assumption or core belief, and then we are using for and against technique. For and against technique is when you look at this belief and think, is it useful for me? Is it helpful for me? Or is it harmful? And basically, you write down all the consequences that this belief has on your life. And you decide if you even want to continue believing in that thing. So, for example, let's say I have a core belief that I am ugly. So, let's think which which consequences it has on my life. Which are the positive effects of this belief? Silence. I cannot invent any. Um, I cannot. If you have ideas, please write down in the comments. But let's say that, for example, if I believe I'm ugly, I don't have to get upset when I get old and don't look pretty and young anymore. So maybe this is like the positive side. Or if I believe I'm ugly, then maybe I won't be focused on my looks only, but I will develop sense of humor or something like that. So we kind of find positive sides of this belief. And what we also do, we find negative sides, negative consequences from this belief. Like if I have a belief that I am ugly, I'm going to avoid talking to new people. I'm going to avoid posting my photos. I'm going to avoid going out and trying new life experiences that I actually want. So make a list of all the negatives that you have about coming from this belief. So basically, we'll look at consequences of this belief on our life. What you also can do, you can ask, how does this belief influence not only my life right now, but how would it influence my life in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years? Like, for example, if you have a belief that I should do everything perfectly without any mistake, then in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you might still be avoiding doing what you want. However, if you have a belief that, okay, I will try doing something and make mistakes, and this is fine, this is okay, then in 10 or 15 years, you might actually learn from your mistakes and become pretty good at what you want to do. So you take your belief, you take your assumption, you take this cognition, this statement, and then you ask yourself about the consequences of this assumption. And oftentimes we can find that many of our core beliefs actually harm us more than they help us. Which context can be included? First of all, I told you future. So when we have this future orientation, next context that we can use is connectedness with our values and with our needs. Like, for example, you have a core belief that says that I am weak. Does this core belief help you achieve your values and help you achieve your needs? Like, if you value courage, does core belief that I'm weak and scared and I cannot do anything well help you to achieve the value of courage? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't help you to move towards you find valuable. Same for needs. Like, if you have core belief that other people are stupid, nobody can become my friend because they don't understand me. Does this help you satisfy your need of communication, of cooperation with others, of contact and closeness with others? No, it doesn't. So basically what I want you to do, you write down your core idea, your core belief, your assumption, your rule, your maybe behavior pattern, and on the left you write down all the positive consequences of this belief, and on the right you write down all the negative consequences of this belief. And then you can find another belief, more adaptive one, and do the same exercise, writing down all the positives and all the negative consequences. Like, for example, I have a belief that making mistakes is horrible, so I should avoid making mistakes. Positive consequences is maybe that I won't have to tolerate discomfort of making a mistake. Negative consequences is that I'm not trying to do new things. Instead of learning from my mistakes and developing my mastery of something, I'm just sitting in the same place and never even beginning. I'm procrastinating a lot. I am too scared to try anything new, and this can lead me to have financial problems, career problems. This can lead me into being stuck in bad relationship or in profession that I don't really like, and so on and so on. So we note all the negatives, and then we think, so this core belief that making mistakes is horrible isn't really beneficial for me. What I can replace it with? What can be a better belief, a better assumption to have? What would actually be useful for me? So, for example, I suggest you to replace it with making mistakes is part of learning, and the more I make mistakes, the better I develop my skill. So, making mistakes is wonderful instead of horrible. What are negative and positive consequences of this belief? Negative consequences, well, yes, I need to be uncomfortable sometimes when I face my mistakes, but positives are much bigger. So positives are that I can try out new things, I can learn from this experience, I can meet new people, I can maybe, yes, make mistakes and uh, be awkward in something, but little by little develop my mastery in this, and I can become more self-confident and more fun as a person, living a more, like, having more freedom in my life, and so on and so on. So let's go step by step. Step number 1, you choose one of your core beliefs, you write positive and negative consequences of this belief on your life. Then what you do, you think of some more adaptive core belief that will be having more positive consequences on your life, and you write it down, and you also write positive and negative consequences of this belief. And I suggest you take this exercise for the week, and you do a little bit every day, maybe every day new kind of belief. And what you're gonna do after that, you just reread it all the time, because when we read those things again and again and again and again, it already changes our thinking. As I remind you many times, our brain doesn't change from just watching one video. Otherwise, we would all just be magically cured from watching one video, okay? Our brain changes only when we practice what we want to develop. So, you need to practice this exercise. Write down positive, negative consequences, invent new kind of belief, write down also positive, negative consequences, and then read it again and again and again and again and again. Yes, and this is your task for today, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.